Yasser Arafat's belongings that came with him on his journey to a French military hospital. He died in this room of an unexplained illness on November the 11th, 2004, and there was no autopsy. The new French murder inquiry follows an Al Jazeera investigation into claims that Arafat was poisoned. Scientists from a Swiss institute in Lausanne University were commissioned to test Arafat's belongings for traces of the radioactive element polonium-210. Their tests concluded that there were significant levels.
What we have here is actually the hat he was wearing when he left Ramallah. We took several samples at different locations, and the conclusion was that we did find some significant polonium that was present in this sample.
Palestinians who have long suspected that Arafat was poisoned welcome the French decision.
He's our symbol of freedom and independence. He's the founder of Fatah movement. He's our elected president. He was unjustly sieged, unjustly killed. And every single Palestinian, every single human being actually wants to know the truth.
Legal sources here say a judge who's yet to be named will lead the inquiry. But lawyers for the Arafat family say the investigation will have to move very quickly if it's to be effective. Arafat's widow, Suha, has given permission for her husband's body to be exhumed from its West Bank mausoleum. But her lawyers have told Al Jazeera that any tests on Arafat's remains must be carried out by the French investigators.
I believe that the French authorities should take issue, and the French magistrate should go and examine the grave of Arafat to find out the level of poison which was alleged to have been administered on Mr. Arafat.
Testing Yasser Arafat's remains for any traces of polonium-210 could be the last chance of getting to the bottom of Palestinian claims that he was poisoned. But polonium is known to decay quickly, and some experts believe it may already be too late to get a conclusive answer to how Arafat died. Andrew Simmons, Al Jazeera, Paris.
Well, let's speak to Clayton Swisher, who is behind the Al Jazeera investigation which led to this murder case. Clayton joins us now from Baltimore in the United States. And Clayton, allegations of foul play have long surrounded this case, haven't they?
It has, and I think for the last 8 years, politics has often influenced the mystery of Yasser Arafat's death. And frankly, I'm quite surprised now that politics has been kept outside the courtroom following our 9-month investigation for the What Killed Arafat documentary.
What chance, realistically, do you think there is of a conclusion here?
Well, I can tell you there was no chance of a definitive conclusion with journalists such as Al Jazeera or anyone doing it. That's because there are certain processes that are beyond the remits of investigative journalists. Al Jazeera cannot participate in an exhumation or an autopsy. That's up to a court to do. That's up to forensic evidence gatherers, police officers, detectives, and medical doctors. And I'm processing, obviously, the news today, but I'm very, I think, happy to find that the French found convincing the scientific work done by the Swiss laboratory, the Lausanne Institute for Legal Medicine. It's one of Europe's leading forensic pathology institutes, and their Institute for Radiation Physics really did a thorough job on this. So to learn that a French judge was also compelled by their discovery of polonium in Yasser Arafat's last personal effects, I think is a testament to the seriousness of this case.
Right, and if there is a murder victim, there has to be a culprit with motives.
Absolutely, Nick, and that's again something beyond the remit of investigative journalism. We can't issue subpoenas, we can't call in witnesses, we can't look at access phone records. I mean, this is something that now a French prosecutor can do all these things. He has subpoena power. He has the ability to ask other governments to cooperate, whether it's the Israeli government, the Palestinian Authority, other governments who are involved. There were doctors from Egypt, Tunisia, Jordan, as well as 30 French medical professionals who treated Yasser Arafat during his abrupt 1-month illness. So there's a lot of places that they can use these legal instruments, most notably at home, Nick. I mean, they have, again, 30 doctors there that took care of Arafat in his last 2 weeks of life. But also in our investigation, we learned from their letter to Suha Arafat that they claimed they destroyed all of Yasser Arafat's blood and urine samples, which they took from him at the Percy Military Hospital in 2008 after just 4 years. So a French judge can then ask the gendarmerie, the French military police, is this true? Do you guys really have no samples? And also the French judge can coordinate with the Palestinian Authority, the Israelis, and do an exhumation of the body. The worry here, of course, is that they will be transparent in this investigation. And I don't mean allowing access to us journalists, but I mean above board in their dealings with any handling of physical evidence, ensuring that other laboratories, including the Swiss if possible, can also test his remains, because I don't think the world will trust just one judicial body. Several labs need to be involved in this to make this completely above board and convincing.
Right. Good to get your take on this, Clayton. Thanks very much indeed. And if you want to know more about this, you can do no better than watch Clayton's Al Jazeera investigation, What Killed Arafat. You can find it on YouTube, or just go to our website, go to aljazeera.com.